What's up everybody, Kinetic here, and welcome to Revelation Online. This is my first impressions video covering kind of just the basics and the beginnings of what I've experienced so far in this game. Big heads up to you guys, I've got a bunch of not just closed beta keys to give out for you guys if you want to try this game out for yourself, but I've also got some deluxe supporter packs to give out, and I'll have details to that in this video and also in the description of this video, so check it out if you want to get access to this game and if you want one of those supporter packs. Let's get right to it though. So Revelation Online is one of 2017's most anticipated MMORPGs. I've heard about this game so many times from various MMO websites, other YouTubers. For example, Cry's done a fantastic job of covering this game. Steparo also did a Chinese review while it was still just China from like 2 years ago or something like that. And the more that I've looked into it, the more I'm convinced that this has a lot of potential. But that's not enough, right? You've got to get in and you've got to see you know, some real good gameplay or play it for yourself, and I'm glad that I finally got the opportunity to do this. Now having only played for a couple of days, like I said, I've just kind of tinkered around a bit just to kind of get a feel for what the game is like, and let me tell you, this game feels super polished, as well it should be. Like I said, it's been out for a while now in China and is now getting localized for global release, and it's really awesome. Like all the little touches and the polish in general that makes this game feel complete, makes it run really smoothly, and gives a nice kind of entertainment value to it, unlike some other games that still feel like they're in development while you're playing beta, you know what I mean? Still lots of bugs and things that need balancing. It doesn't feel like that in Revelation Online. Now, I decided to make good use of my first day by just kind of like messing around with all of the different classes. I made a character of each of the class, and each of the classes are not gender locked necessarily, but they are race locked in some cases, so that's something to kind of think about. But in most cases it really doesn't matter too much, because chances are one of the races that the class is available for is a race that you're going to find acceptable, or even, you know, have been your number one choice in the first place for that class. So I've tried all the different classes out and like messed around with their skills, just the kind of opening skills, and you do get a nice handful of initial skills to get a feel for the class, and that was loads of fun. I mean, it's very clear just from their initial skills how different they feel like, as far as feeling like unique classes, and also kind of what their roles are obviously going to be like. For example, the Vanguard dude, he's got like this huge shield and this lance, and he's just going to town on it. It's really fun to start unloading with some of his combos, and I could, as a person who's played and enjoyed tanks and various MMORPGs, I think that could be one of my favorite classes right there. The Occultist though, also, because I got a big like soft spot for like necromancer type of classes. The Occultist looks really cool, and I made my chick like super dark, which kind of segues me into the character creation. Now the character creation, like really from what I've seen from the rest of the game, has so many features and so many options. It's unbelievable. Like there's just sliders for all kinds of stuff, multiple sliders for different body parts. Yeah, there's like details in the eyes that I've rarely seen, if I can even remember seeing, like not just like the design of the eye and like separate colors, but also like the type of glare that you can have in the eyes. It's crazy how detailed you can get with your characters in face, and there's so many hairstyles, like body styles, especially among the different races. Also, the different races have, it seems, unique wing styles as well. Revelation Online is a single instance area. Like the entire world that exists as it is right now is completely like travelable from one end to the other without any loading screens or anything like that. And because of that, and because the overall freedom of not just exploration within this instance without interruption, but also the ways in which that you can explore is fantastic. Whether you want to fly through the air using the wings that you will get, or whether you want to swim underwater, ride your horses, all sorts of different ways to explore Revelation Online. But honestly, out of all the ways that you can move around in the game, I find just running around on foot is the most fun. In fact, like for the first hour, I think all I did was just try and get used to the movement skills and the way that I could like dash in different directions and flip multiple times, glide through the air and stuff like that. It's a blast. It feels so good and it's so well animated. I feel like some kind of like Shonen Jump character from like One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball or something like that, with the way I can move around and with the combat, like again how responsive it is. It feels really nice. I'm level 22 now, and the experience that I've had so far is a whole lot of story, actually. This is one of the heaviest MMORPGs that is kind of pushing and sinking you into the story of the game, and with all of these different characters that you meet, and it's actually really charming. Now, we've already seen how much detail there is in visually customizing your character, but I definitely wanted to just kind of scratch the surface, which is barely scratching the surface of your actual character combat customization. Now, this is obviously extremely important for RPGs, and Revelation Online is definitely delivering on this, it feels like. Now, what we have here is the arcane arts path that my Blade Master is currently going through. And as I grow in power, these skills become more and more powerful in themselves. But even some of my skills have progression trees within themselves. Like, for example, I've got the skill Retribution. If I click on the little edit button there, we can see that this skill has its own skill tree, which is nuts. There's so much depth to this game, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Like, we've even got flying skills as well. There is so much to this game that, like, it's actually kind of a bit daunting. And I have this really strong feeling that there's even more to it than I even know at this point, which again is just barely the beginning. But let's take a look at the that world map that I was talking about, like, and how big you can explore this whole area. It doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, there's so much going on within these areas. I mean, this is probably one of the most sparse areas, I guess I could call it, as far as like how many different things maybe are going on here. But the whole coast where I originated from, there's just so much that I went through my 20s, like 1 through 20, I should say. And now I'm breaking into my 20s, and I'm just starting to see like some of the dungeon activities that I can get into, and so far it's really fantastic. I want to take a moment to like appreciate as well the music, the atmosphere, and the quality of the graphics. If we haven't, we haven't seen that so far from this game and the gameplay I've shown off, just take a look at this. This is absolutely, like, this is awesome. I really like this spot, and that's why I specifically chose this as a point that I wanted to kind of show off, like, how awesome this game looks. This is pretty much with all of the graphic options completely cranked up. I don't know necessarily what the requirements are for running this game, but it seems to have plenty of options. So regardless of your PC, as long as it's a decently, kind of built PC, you should be able to run Revelation Online without too much hassle. But you're gonna, of course, want to check that out for yourself. Again, I'll have details to the closed beta keys, deluxe packs that I'm giving away on my channel, as well as links, and you should definitely check out for that links to the game site where you can get more details about Revelation Online, what the game's about, what the game offers. There's, of course, there's PvP. There's even, like, sort of like guild versus guild PvP, where you can control various landmarks, it seems, within the game. Not just, like, kind of fortresses, like, on ground, but there's even an underwater fortress, which I can't even imagine what it would be like to try and raid an underwater fortress. It sounds insane, but that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I am gonna continue to push forward as best as I can while this this closed beta is still going, and I would definitely like to cover Revelation Online more here on this channel. So whether you want to get access or whether you want to just see more of Revelation Online, you should definitely make sure that you're subscribed to see the next video I've got coming up, which isn't going to be very long from now. Until then, I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Click the like button to support Revelation Online here on the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. This is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.
You won't be the one.